Just got SharePoint admin access and not sure where to start? These 5 steps will keep your environment secure, organized, and ready to scale. I'm Allison Gonzalez. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and in this video, I will walk you through the 5 first things every SharePoint admin should do, from setting secure policies to keeping your site clean and performing fast. First up, let's look at configuring external sharing settings. In the admin site for Microsoft, so admin.cloud.microsoft.com, you can come all the way down on the left side. Sometimes you need to click on that See More, and you can see all of the admin centers you have access to, and you can get to the SharePoint Admin Center right from here. Now, if you're new to being a SharePoint Admin Center, right, then once you get here, go ahead and bookmark this page because you are going to be living in here and making all the changes you need to keep those sites running great. Now, in the Admin Center, let's go ahead in our left pane. We're going to come over to Policies, and I'm going to select Sharing. Because external sharing, really, it's one of the biggest risks in any tenant is that unrestricted sharing. So here in the Admin Center, you can come into Policies and choose Sharing, and you're going to see all of the levels of access that are allowed from anyone with a link, and all the way down to internal only. Now, as a best practice, I recommend starting with that existing guest only. Really start at that lowest level possible. If in your organization, you're thinking, I shouldn't have any guests at all, well, then you can keep it at that least permissive, where it's only people in your organization have access to the content that is stored on your SharePoint site, and no external sharing is allowed. Now, you can also control this for OneDrive as well here in this same place. You can always loosen up these settings later on, but definitely better to have it started the most strict, lock everything up tight, and then as people need access, they can request that. Always better to have that set securely and loosen over time versus accidentally giving away access to stuff people shouldn't see and then having to pull that back later on. Let's set the defaults for new site creation. In your SharePoint Admin Center, go ahead and go into your settings, this gear icon, and we have all of these different types of settings. We can see specific to SharePoint versus Stream versus OneDrive. And here we are going to select Site Creation. We'll get a flyout pane on the right. And we can see here, you can control whether you want to allow users to create SharePoint sites. You can also show the option to create a site in SharePoint and create a shared library from OneDrive. So you can remove these to really control if you want to lock down and not allow your end users to be able to make SharePoint sites. You can turn that off right here. You can also decide where those team sites live, and you can choose that URL setting for your organization. And also, what's great is you get to pick your time zone as well, making sure that that is set up for the region of the individuals that are going to be utilizing this site, especially if you're going to be working with retention labels or file metadata. You want to make sure that that is getting tracked accurately. Now, we're going to talk storage limits in a bit, but you can see we have also that default storage limit listed here, which leads me to talking about managing our storage limits. Now that leads me into tip number 3, which is talking about managing our storage limits. So here in the Admin Center, you can first off come down to Settings, and you can take a look in your site storage limits. Here you have the ability to set these to be automatic or to manual, because you have the ability to decide from that whole pooled storage that SharePoint pulls from. You can decide, do you want to let every site just pull whatever they need, or do you want to be able to set limits on these? You see here at Pragmatic Works, we have that set to manual, and we control per site what we have set up. And you can see that once you have that set in your SharePoint site creation in your settings, you can go over to your active sites. And now here on our active sites, I'm going to pick one of my sites. My admins are super awesome site. And selecting that, we get a flyout pane where I can come into my general tab. And here in my general tab, I can see the storage limit that is set. I can come here to edit, to bump that up or pull that on back. So if you have that set to manual for those stricter controls, right, just keep an eye on it, monitor this closely. If you have those really image-heavy libraries, ones where people are storing a ton of content, things are very, very active and they are utilizing it, keep an eye on those storage limits to see if you want to bump some up or even pull some back. If you're like, you all are going a little crazy, you're putting all the things in here that we don't need, you can roll that back to kind of keep a little closer reins on what's going on with that storage. Let's talk about our site permissions. So back in our active sites, I'm going to head into my Same Admins Are Super Awesome site, and then I can see here in my membership tab who has access to this site. Now, I can see two things. This is part of a group, a 365 group, so I can control the owners as well as the members for the group, as well as for the site. The site admins are tied to the group, as well as the site owners, and then site members, also throw Greg on in there, as well as site visitors if I wanted to allow any of those visitors to be in here for each of the sites. Checking your permissions is so crucial to make sure that you have the right people allowed in each site at the right level, because each of these sites that gets tied to a group, that membership can get a little bit messy. And so reviewing, confirming there's clear owners, it's generally a good practice to make sure that there's at least a backup for each owner, right? If you have an owner that's the definitive one who's the go-to for everything on that site, make sure there's a backup in case they get sick or they go on to vacation and they're unreachable because they're on an island in Tahiti. Make sure that there is some backup to be able to make any changes, access things that are necessary. So definitely want to make sure that the access levels are set correctly for all of these levels. Now, let's take a look at this actual site. For my tip number 5, let's talk performance. Even the most well-structured site can be slow if it's overloaded with web parts or media. Microsoft provides a free Chrome extension called Page Diagnostics for SharePoint. Once you have that installed, you can run that on any page of your site and it will give you all of the details. It will flag issues like long load times, missing CDNs, oversized content. I can go up to my extensions and look for this Page Diagnostics for SharePoint. If you don't have this added, you can go into look for this extension if you don't have it already added and quickly add this totally for free to your Chrome browser. Now you can see as soon as I hit that start button, it is going to run through my page. It's going to see if it flags anything. It's going to find all of the information. So then I have that knowledge of where things are potentially running slow or get that nice little pat on the back that things are moving as they should. Now, let's take a look and we can see what this one, my Admins Are Super Awesome site, has gotten flagged. You can see that we're not using a CDN and because all of our users are in the same location. Definitely a good thing to consider though if you are a wider spread out organization with a lot of users in a lot of different places. I can see that I have one web part that is using an iframe. That's because I have a Power BI report embedded on this page. And that's my real improvement opportunity that I can kind of control. Aside from this one, whereas if at your organization, you're not going to utilize that, you'll just notice that and know what that's about. Now I can see for everything else, this page is looking pretty good. And yes, you do run it per page. So it runs every single page. You would go page by page to do this versus a whole update for the site. And I can see my images are small. They're looking great. I don't have a ton of SharePoint requests on here. The page weight's small. None of the web parts are taking or extensions are taking too long to run either, which is very good setup for SharePoint. 5 things every SharePoint admin should do first. Locks down external sharing, set up site defaults, manage your storage, audit permissions, and keep things running fast with diagnostics. Which of these was the most helpful, or what do you always do first when you're setting up a new SharePoint environment? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you are looking for more SharePoint, check out our SharePoint playlist right here on YouTube and also dive deeper on our on-demand site where we have a whole SharePoint admin basics class. That'd be a great starting point for you.